True. Yeah. I think we are already live on YouTube, so everyone welcome in. I'm just setting up the last few things so we can wrap it up. So, Julie, you all right today?
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending
Yes.
on where you are in the world.
So how's been for you the past few days and so, and yesterday and today?
Very productive.
Right, very cool. Yeah, so I'm just challenged with another platform here to set it up and go live with it. But
Okay.
everyone hang on if everyone is already here.
I've been working on my Facebook page.
Yes. So
Seeing-
Julie,
Okay.
yeah, no worries. So, okay, looks like LinkedIn is not gonna pull through today.
All right.
We're just gonna go without it. So I'm gonna turn it on the other platforms. All right, it's time for the daily show today. I'm just gonna wait for a second or two so we ensure that we have got the connection and that everyone can come in and hear us. I'm gonna double check on Facebook. And so to see if there is a connection, but welcome everyone joining into our daily live show, Premium Life Mastermind live class.
Yes, I just got a notification that you're live.
We are live. Let me check if there is the sound. There is the sound. So we are all good and all perfect to go. Yes. So let me just, okay, cool. Julie, I will share with you the topic that I wanted us to discuss today, right?
Okay.
And it's an interesting topic. So let me elaborate on this, okay? The topic of today's live show is gonna be why being a part of a group mastermind, of a community of people, can accelerate your results, your success, right? How does this topic idea sound to you?
Fabulous.
Right.
Because I'm living it. I've already been receiving the benefits of it.
Yes. And we're going to bring the idea of our daily community and group support group mastermind into the conversation as well. But before we go there, I'm going to tell everyone a little bit of my story. Not yet. Okay. I don't want to just jump into it. And also me and you, we both read Napoleon Hill's books, right? Yes.
Love it.
Very cool. So that was 7 or 8 years ago when I read one of his books. It's called The Laws of Success or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I studied the principles of life and success and so on, right? Because 7-8 years ago, I started building my personal foundation, right? And one of the things that I have learned from that book is building a mastermind, right? Aligning yourself with a group of like-minded people or whatever you call all of this, being part of the right environment of the right people, right? And I learned that it has its own benefits. So what's your take on this idea? And have you also read from his books or whatever about the, masterminds and group masterminds? So what do you think about this?
I absolutely love it. This is how I live. And all the greatest masters in the world had mastermind partners. We just don't know that they did. We just see them, what they've produced, their great successes. We see the buildings they've built, the cars they've invented, other inventions over the years. But if you look into their life, they had successful people around them.
Right. Certain partnership with someone at first or with a few at first, and then they built around, the company or whatsoever, right?
Absolutely.
Good. So we're going to talk about the benefits of being part of the mastermind, or having a support, or being aligned with the right few people. I made a few quick notes of what those benefits would be, but I was pretty busy and I couldn't to mention those few, right?
Sure.
Now,
yeah, I'm all up for that.
For sure. So before we go that way, I just want to quickly explain everyone a journey that I took at first as a solopreneur and becoming an online coach, right? And how I needed to fight this game on my own, right? Now, what happened to me was, now I've been an online coach for 3 years, right? And my personal self-development journey has been going on for probably 7 to 10 years, right? From the time when I made an ultimate decision in life that I am going to change my life for a better, that I made an ultimate decision that I'm going to rebuild my life. That was 10 years ago when I completely fell down on the floor, right? Now, where I'm going with, I'm not going to talk about the first 7 years of the transformational journey, but I'm going to talk about these last 3 years, right? Because 3 years ago, I have become an online coach, right? Only 3 years ago, right? Prior to that, I was doing photography, filmmaking, content creation, digital marketing for local business owners, building websites, all of these kind of things, right? But 3 years ago, I came across an idea that I could coach, I could teach other people, guide them, and be paid in exchange, right? So for the last 3 years, I fought this game on my own. Right at the beginning or so, I was starting out. I needed to create my first idea of an offer, what's that I'm going to offer, and I needed to figure it all out on my own. Of course, I studied a lot of courses, programs, and YouTube videos, podcasts, and so on. But I never had a coach, or I never was part of any type of group that I could get feedback. Right now, here is the thing. I don't know why I couldn't, of course, afford to invest or whatever 3 years ago, because I was in this game starting up with things, right? And I don't know why life put me through this journey that I needed to get stronger myself and build everything from zero to at least this decent point myself on my own, right? I don't know why I needed to go through this experience, but I struggled with 2 things, right, that I talk these days about, right? First of all, I didn't really know what to do and how to do it, right? In regards to building an online coaching practice, right? I never had any feedback from anyone of how should I or whatever, and so, right? So that's the first thing, how. I did not know how to create content pieces, how to use social media to get connected with the right people, how to have a clear message. So I know that I'm talking a lot right now for the intro, but I just want to bring the point across, right? So I did not know how to do certain type of work. And secondly, I was not able to be consistent with doing that type of work that would be ideal to do, right? So this is something that I was challenged with. And I never had anyone helping me, right, to nevertheless, if that's the proper word, someone helping me with holding me accountable. So I show up, right? So I tried to ask a few people, hey, would you check on me and stuff like that. It just didn't work. Nothing worked, right? I needed to become, the message of life was, I needed to train myself that I can control myself, that I am good enough no matter what without other people, because it looks like that I'm going to need to be that leader who is kind of alone or whatsoever. Of course, now I have people around me, right? But I needed to become so good that there is no excuse of why wouldn't I do it, right? The excuse of I don't have the other person helping me was just not allowed to be used as an excuse. Right? Because I needed to. So anyways, hopefully this makes sense. I needed to train myself so I'm good enough. And so these days I have decided, right, that we organize a support group, right? Because I still believe that you can achieve things faster and greater things if you are part of certain community of certain people or certain environment where you can learn, progress, grow faster, better, and you feed from the complete energy, right? So
right, which circles around to the laws of the universe, which one of the laws is creative imagination. And when you tap into the energy of working in partnership and in a group of other like-minded people, you can tap into it much faster.
Into that creative, that energy, right? That
yes.
And what is that thing called? It's in the Napoleon Books Hill, right? It's called some type of mastermind. But when there is one person, or there are two, or there are three people, what is formed? What is it's formed? What it's like?
You mean the mastermind partnership?
I think, yeah, they just say it's the mastermind is formed, right? But there is some energy or something called some kind of field or something, right? I don't know. I have not checked into it for a long time, but
yes, the creative field. Yes.
So, right. So I think, yeah, that then you are able to tap into that field in an easier way, right? So the point, right, that I was making, of course, we're going to discuss these benefits and being part of this field or whatever, right? The point that I wanted to bring across was that I still do believe that someone can achieve results or some things faster if you are part of some environment in which you can grow faster, right? Either a group community or something, right? Than doing it all on your own, right?
Yes. Through receiving coaching, I have accelerated my growth exponentially. I moved from a low point to straight up.
Mm-hmm. You see?
And I invested in it. I invested dollars. And I mean, I invested money in paying for coaching, and I still do. Yes,
for sure. So that's one thing, right? Another person can guide you, right?
Mm-hmm. But we always have to, we are responsible for doing the actions.
Definitely, right? So that's one option of getting support or whatsoever, that another person who's already done it, who knows it or whatever, that can be your coach, your guide, and that person can guide you. But it's also very beneficial if that person or you yourself put yourself in an environment of a few people who are going through the same things as you are going through right now, and benefit those relationships and interactions, right?
Right. And especially if they believe in your vision.
Yes.
Because if we tell our vision and our what we see and what we would love to do to somebody who doesn't understand this process, then it's a lower vibration. So that's another important reason to be in a group of like-minded people who believe in vision, who accomplish things that way.
Yes, and definitely that person needs to show up for it as well.
Yes,
right. Because otherwise you can fall out and fall behind, right? So just one more thing before we go into these benefits, I just want to rationalize to people so they have a better idea of how being part of a mastermind would look like, or what does that mean in reality, right? For example, just last week, me and you have started organizing daily group execution accountability co-working support group, right? We started meeting every day 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, right? And we meet every day from that time on, right? And we work together, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you all what is that we do later on, what kind of activities, right? But me going through that journey, I have figured out the things that I need to know how to do and become consistent with it now. And now as a group, we do three things together daily to grow our online coaching practices, right? And we are achieving now consistency with doing them every day. It's a 1 hour meeting, and in that 1 hour, we do the minimal marketing and sales execution routine that every coach, online coach, course creator who wants more clients or needs more people to work with or whatever, right? Or whoever wants to grow, you need to do these three things every day, no matter what. Just really quickly, content creation, social engagement, and networking with people, right? And thirdly, having private DM conversations with people through which you can book calls. This is an organic way through which you can build a mini audience and get across new potential clients, attract them through your content pieces, right? And have conversations with them and book calls. And in 1 hour a day, as part of our daily mastermind group, execution accountability group, we learn and do this work together, right?
Mhm.
So so that everyone knows about an idea. And now we're going to talk about the benefits of being part of this kind of group, and what have you experienced yourself as well, being part of and leading this group with me, right, on daily basis. So that everyone knows why I'm so passionate today about talking about this topic, because we are doing it ourselves right now. And I feel amazing being part of it's 6 people of us right now who are meeting daily, and we are growing it a member a day or whatever, right? And so I have a few more notes here as well, but can you tell us, first of all, what was your experience this past week that you went through, and how this impacted your life, right?
Well, the vibration, starting out my day in the vibration of productivity and support and focus is really impactful. And it really sets the day going forward. Although people around the world might be doing this at a different time of day, but it's very beneficial to maintain focus and to feel the energy from the other people who are also doing what they love to do and working on their businesses.
And those businesses are similar to ours, right? So we have a common vision. We work on similar things, right?
Right. Absolutely. Right. And it's so powerful.
And it urges you every day, right, to show up.
Right. And when we're not doing it, then I miss it. Yeah.
Also that, yeah. You know, and I have a few more notes about what's the benefits, right? But can I just explain everyone? I copied this from Google. What's the main purpose of a mastermind group, right? Or having this mastermind group? And I copied it, and it says the main purpose of a mastermind group is to help its members navigate the challenges and solve problems using their collective knowledge and experiences.
Right.
Navigate the challenges and solve problems using their collective knowledge and experiences, which means that you can leverage other people and the mistakes, the challenges that they went through and what they have learned from them, and then leverage those. And you don't then need to go through those on your own, because you just heard, oh, that actually might not work. That person tried it.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So what is that you have benefited from, for example, being part of our daily meetings, right? And what you have learned from me and from everyone else as well?
Well, just what has happened actually is that people are more attracted to me, and they're wanting to know about what it is I'm doing. So I'm already attracting more people into my life who are interested in this work.
You see, because you are urged, I mean, we're still building things up, but you are urged to publish something, right, on social media, and you are pushed to write something and tell people about your message and your story, right?
Right.
And whatever, you are pushed or urged to put it out, to get out, right? And I mean, when you put out,
encouraged, I would say, or encouraged,
right?
Right. It's making it easier to develop my message and my content. And
I have later as well a secret to tell you about this idea, because I have learned in my life that whenever you put out when you give to the universe, when you do certain type of work, right? Just if you put certain action in and you just intentionally try to do something, right? The universe gives you back either through this first channel or in any other way. I have experienced this many times.
Absolutely.
And if we know this principle, then we should do the work and show up and achieve consistency with it, because the universe will pay us back for whatever effort we are taking, right?
That's right. The universe always pays me at least double for my effort. And there's a quote, successful people are willing to be uncomfortable in the interest of growth.
So
Who said that?
successful people are, I don't know who said it, but successful people are interested in what
Are willing to be
willing
uncomfortable
to be uncomfortable.
in the interest of growth, which
In the
means
interest of
when
growth.
you
Right.
start to do something, it may not feel comfortable, but if you know that it's going to help you grow and it's
Right.
more importantly going to help others,
Right.
then it motivates you to do things.
That's a really good
I think
point.
that's Bob Proctor that said that. But
I'm not
I
sure
want to
yet.
give credit.
But this is a really good point, because imagine that you know that, okay, you are growing, and imagine that you know that you are doing the right things that are getting you toward your end goal, right?
Right, correct.
Of course, it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but let me tell you guys something, right? Me being passionate about doing the work kind of that I love every day and putting so much effort to, connecting with people, to working with, just doing this work, this kind of is uncomfortable to some, but I feel so much better doing this work than sitting down there, watching TV, watching movies, and not doing the work. For example, this Sunday, right? I went through that same struggle because I couldn't work too much because I knew that I needed to rest, right? And I was like, I'm not going to be replying to people today or chatting. I'm going to leave my email and my messenger there aside. But guess what? I feel better right now or during the week doing the work than on Sunday trying to rest and trying to search for stupid movies that would inspire me, which they don't, because I'm very critical, because I'm a filmmaker and I used to be, and I'm very critical to how real the movies are and how the production and how it's whatever. It's hard to find a movie that would inspire me, right? So I cannot find ways to motivate myself and be empowered in that unproductive world, right? Just a side point, right? So that was my challenge. That how do I find the things that I love and I know that they're gonna provide me with benefits and that I'm doing the right things, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So really quickly, let's go into a few benefits, right? Some ideas of why it is good to be part of the right people around you, right? I mean, there are definitely a lot of downsides of being part of the wrong environment, right?
Correct. That's for sure.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas?
Oh, I tried those things.
Right.
And that can happen if you're watching the news or watching one of those movies. It's the wrong information going in there, lower vibration.
Yes. And imagine that, how different it is if you go with a few friends who want to kind of party or just go for a coffee and chat and talk about some regular things. Imagine you go with 3 or 4 or 5 people for that kind of coffee chat there. On the other side, imagine how beneficial it is to your life and your business if you meet with 5 of us, 6 of us who meet daily just to be productive with content creation, social media marketing, and this kind of entrepreneurial stuff, right?
I've actually experienced what it's like to be with 1,000 people who are doing that.
Right. If you
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Oh, you mean the positive side?
Oh, the positive side. Oh, yes.
Or you
right.
mean the negative side?
The positive side. I've been in a group of 1,000 people doing the positive, all believing in their vision and wanting to help people. And that is so much better than going to coffee with 5 friends that I don't have anything to talk about with,
Right. And it's a different growth that happens if you go for a 1 or 2 day event that is related to self-development, business, whatever, or if you go for a 1 day or 2 day event where people party and listen music and drink. I mean, it's such a different experience.
Vibration.
Right?
Yeah.
Vibration and growth and how professional you are and these kind of things, right?
Right. So I'm walking down the street yesterday and I'm talking to my sister about this group we're working with every morning. And she said, "Oh, really? I would love to be part of that group."
Yeah.
So I just go outside and people want to know what I'm doing because they want to do better in their work. And so they can help more people.
And you're carrying this energy around and it just keeps you upbeat potentially as well, right?
Right.
Because I try to stay in this empowered energy that I'm even in right now, or during our group meeting. I try to do it throughout all the day now, right? I want to be upbeat throughout all my day, right? And when I go out and speak with my neighbors and I'm like, hey, how is it going today? You feel all right? And they're like, why is this guy so happy, and so on, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then they just love to talk and engage. And I keep that vibe all the time, right? And it's just the day, and everything is much more beautiful if you can be upbeat all the day, right?
Right.
So the first point I wrote down is learn from each other and learn about the things that work, right?
Uh-huh.
Being part of the group. For example, when we met today an hour and a half ago or so, right? You see, we studying the things, the methods that work, right? And we benefit from them, and we even hear from me or from anyone else who tried certain things, what are the things that don't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you wouldn't do them, right? And do you have an input here?
Yes. Then we found out things that all of us learned that were new by going on the internet and sharing ideas. And we came up with new ideas that we didn't have before we met.
Yeah, because 2 weeks ago, before we started this daily group, right? I mean, and I know hopefully, I mean, people don't know your story yet if they're listening in for the first time right now, right? But when you moved from being a coach, local coach, face-to-face person in person, right? You didn't really have an idea, right? How would the social media marketing work? How could it work for you, right?
Right. I didn't have any idea how I could meet like-minded people or people who would be interested in my specific area of coaching.
Via social media or online internet, right? But now
Right.
in the last past 1 or 2 weeks, you have learned quite a lot in a way.
Correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And even if because we are still working on a lot of things to get things up north to even next levels, right? I mean, there are some challenges that we all go through anyways, right?
Right. And I'm willing to learn this new way of marketing so that I can help more people. It's really important for more people to hear the message, and every coach is different and has something genius and special about them that the world needs to know.
Yes.
It's almost like my duty to do this, to learn social media and marketing, to be a better servant. And,
because without it, right, without this leveraging this opportunity of you being present online, I mean, you don't reach those people who you actually want to help, right? And it's not easy. And then you don't fulfill your purpose if you don't help other people, because you can't, because you don't know how to get, or you cannot get across them, right?
Right. Fulfilling your purpose is a very important thing for everyone to do. Find your purpose and fulfill it.
Yes, and us as coaches, as course teachers, guides, right? Our purpose is, right, to see the other person and lighten them up. So, I mean, they grow faster. I just love, everyone loves to help with an idea, probably that it's good to see that person doesn't need to go through certain challenges, struggles. I mean, they feel happier and fulfilled faster if you help them, right? And if they appreciate that, it's even more awesome.
Right. And what I learned was, my belief was that everybody's already doing what I do. So why would this help? But what I learned was that everybody's doing it a little bit differently, and how important it is for me to put the way I do it out there.
True, because so the point here is that you are making as well that that your story is different, your experience is different, your energy is different than other people's energy, other coaches, other whoever, right? And some people are gonna much more relate to you because they are just better match, and those are the people you can help better than the other person who's got different story, different experience, message, right? Yeah. So
And I also had a bad feeling about sales and marketing because I had received poor sales and marketing. And what I'm learning is how to demonstrate how much I care for the people that I'm contacting and interacting with, and direct messaging. And it's a totally different feeling of a positive energy.
if you approach it correctly, right,
Yes.
with a different mindset, because you are not interacting with people online through your content, through emails, chats. Your goal is not, oh, I want to sell. That's not a goal.
Right.
The goal of marketing and sales is to discover if you, of course, first of all, can help that other person, right? And if they are willing later on, of course, to pay, for the transformation. But your goal is to just qualify and discover if there is an opportunity for you to help and service that person, whether it's free or for bigger money, right? In our case, high tickets, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I approach any conversation. I don't care if I go on a call or whatsoever, and if that person cannot move forward with my program, I don't care. My job was to discover if there is space to help them move them forward and qualify them, right? And I did my job the same way. I mean, discovering, yes, this is my ideal client, we're going to work together, or no, they're not going to move forward. My job was just to get an answer and then I'm out, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's different minds, and then, oh, you need to be my client.
Right.
So we went a little bit off topic. But yeah, we're just discussing the full picture, right, of how it all works again. And we're gonna start wrapping up this live class. Maybe one or two more quick points. And for example, if a group is on a mission, because this group that you are a part of, right, is on a certain mission, it has certain vision. They are going toward the same goal, right? Your excuse of not doing something will not be tolerated, and you will need to do it, right? For example, if there is a person in there that wants to go a little bit sideways or whatever, right, away from the group, right? I mean, it's just not acceptable that person is not attending our meetings or or they're skipping out. I mean, they're gonna fail, they're gonna go away, right, or whatsoever, right? But the group, right, will remind you, hey, you didn't show up, can you show up today for us, right? Mm-hmm. So it's harder for that person to just go and float somewhere else, right, if the group reminds you of, hey, you should do this for your own good.
Yes, and we agree that we can disagree. I would use different words to say it's not that we don't tolerate it. We highly encourage them to show up and say, are you okay? And the people that don't really have the vibration and are really not 100% all in, they will fall off, and the cream will rise to the top, and we will stay in the vibration of creativity and ideas and abundance and moving forward.
Yes. And of course, look, all of these things can be discussed through conversation, right? Between two or three or a few people, right?
And the other thing is, not everybody feels down on the same day. So, or is having a human moment, because we tend to be very spiritual, right, uplifting, people coming from abundance. But sometimes we have a human moment, but we're not all in that human moment in the same moment, luckily. So we take turns pulling each other back in.
Yeah. And so imagine there are three people who are up with the energy and the fourth person is a little lower, right? But they do have a desire to go up with the energy, but they just don't know how or whatsoever. But those three people, right, they suck them in and live whatever happens, right, through a conversation or work. So then,
right. And this may be off topic, but when we're growing and we're operating at this level, feeling uncomfortable, sometimes we get pulled back by a paradigm, an old belief, like I can't do it. So that's where the group really comes in to bridge the gap that you often talk about, the gap of old or challenging thing. And then we've got this support. So we can make it over to the next level of our becoming.
Yes, makes sense. And the last time I also read something on this topic of ours right now. Imagine that you are alone on your own and you fall, you fail, right? It means that you fell and things you fell. But imagine you have another person with you, right? And when you fall, what do? They can lift you up, right? And the project or whatever is still alive, right? So it's good to be partner up with people and being of 2 or 3 people, right? Because when you fall, they kind of can lift you up in a way, right? But if you fall on your own, you fail 100% in a way if you cannot get up or whatever, and things go slower, right? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's awesome to just talk to people, to be part of, a community or so. Very good. So we have put some topic point across here, right? And yes. And can you, Julie, talk about our daily meetings, right? How do they go and what time are we meeting, and why are they beneficial for a new starting online coach to become part of our support group?
We meet at a great time. It's 10:30 Eastern time. So that's 7:30 Pacific time. And I don't know, what time is it in Europe?
In Europe, it goes up to 3:30 UK or 4:30 European time, right?
Mm-hmm. So it's good for everybody around the world. Maybe not for Australia. Was that?
Yeah, Australia is not included in our support group because
They'd have to listen to the replay.
Or so. Yeah. I mean, no, later, our goal, right? It is to expand this so big and bigger that we're going to have more slots of the support groups or whatsoever, right? But
exactly. So we meet together, we bring our energy and our questions, and we each are working on at the level we're at with the topic. So if we're all working on content pieces, we may be writing different content pieces, and we learn something about how to do it, and we're very focused on doing that.
Yeah, so we bring to the table the content pieces that we wrote or recorded or created, and we give feedback to each other, right?
Yes.
And we do that in 20 minutes. I mean, right now it's a fresh group. It's only 6 people, right? And we are still practicing and learning this 1 hour work routine, right? So last week we practiced the first element of it, which was content creation. This week we started practicing the second element of it, which is doing what?
Facebook, making friends on Facebook.
Making professional relationships with the right potential clients, networking with people.
Networking, right? They call it friends, but networking, you're right.
It's networking in a way, and it's not just Facebook. And we use that as an example, but any social platform that it is, Instagram or LinkedIn or any other, TikTok as well, right? Okay. You can purposefully, or however do you call it, go and network with the right potential kind of clients. That's just the name of
so networking, and each person is finding people in different platforms, but some people work on they're doing marketing on all the platforms.
Yes. So that's the second thing that we practice. How can you authentically and professionally network on social media with the right people who are interested in your solutions, right? And we learned that they congregate. You see, even those people are doing mastermind thing, right? For example, today was an example on nutrition, right? And decluttering, that was with Alicia, right? Mm-hmm. You see, it was a group of 1,000 people who are all interested in organizing their kitchen, right, properly, and meal, whatever, right? I'm just giving an example, right? So there are these kind of groups, of Facebook groups, and if you become part of those, there is thousands of people who are already interested in what you have to help them with, or can in your value, or whatever you can serve them with, right? If you just join those places, right, we learned how to make relationships and engage in comments and make friends, and all of this then drives them toward following you or being your friend, whatever. That's networking, right? There is more to this, right?
And I don't think we got to the third one, did we?
No, because we are completing the second one. Maybe today, tomorrow, we're gonna see how, if tomorrow we're gonna already all have some response from the people who we became friends with today as part of our daily group, right? And tomorrow there will be some people who followed us back or became friends of ours, and we're gonna check who those few people were, and we're gonna learn how to initiate an authentic conversation with them. Right? Welcome them in our on our profile, in our community, right? We're gonna welcome them in our audience, right? Now, correct. Here is the key, right? These three things, they work together like a triangle, right? They are all interconnected, right? These three things.
And we do them every day.
Yes, we do them. Of course, we do them every day, but let me tell you how do they work together as a synergy, right? Because I'm not sure if you are familiar with this idea yet, right? Just really quickly, okay? Content pieces. What do, right? They attract those people some people to engage with your content pieces, right? They comment, they like, right? And what does this do is allows you to network with them. It drives conversations, right?
Right.
So your content creation pulls people together, right? And then you can engage with them, have conversations with them. They even reach out to you on their own, right? But if you don't know how to network authentically with people that you meet online and recognize, is this the right potential client or not? Do they, whatever, right? If you don't know, then you cannot do the conversations from the content that you generated, because you're gonna not be able to speak to that person and chat with that person authentically, and this is not gonna work. So these three things work together, right? If you take one out, then the other two will fall as well. They kind of want whatever. I'm just explaining the idea, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, I mean, I was not completely 100% clear with explaining this idea, but at least hopefully it comes across well. No worries.
I got it.
It's just the perfect triangle of three things that should be done every day, and minimum is like 1 hour of someone putting the content out, engaging with their audience, and having chats and book calls out of those, or whatever, right?
Yes.
So this concludes our topic discussion live class show for today, right? Just a final invitation for anyone who is interested in becoming part of our daily support group. It's only 6 of us right now. It's very intimate environment, very private, right? It's very communicated. We're building that connection and relationship. If you would want to be part of it, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, right? And you should message me, comment below, or message me. I will put a link to my messenger. Message me that you are interested in becoming part of the group, so I can provide you with all of the details and see if you are the right fit or whatsoever, and what needs to be done in regards to your growth situation, vision. But yeah, we're gonna accept you and try to elevate you, so you are not that alone or lonely on your online business growth journey, but you can hang out with a few of us who have similar visions, and we can go do these kind of works faster, right? So
and feel the vibration.
Yes, and the vibration, the environment is going to elevate you and lift you up. And definitely I always ensure that each and every new member can add to the fire, right? Because if someone is not the right fit, right, I mean, it's not easy to put them in because it's not going to work. But anyways, let's connect and see if we vibe and if things, can work for us. So message me privately if you would want to be part of our daily group. And so anything you want to add?
Just if you have any questions, ask Primos. He's happy to answer them.
Yeah, for sure. And what are you gonna do today? Tell me, to keep your energy up and be inspired. What's a plan for you today?
I'm going to walk in my vision
Oh yeah.
and be a walking magnet for helping people and telling others about this great group too.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good. Are you gonna go to the nature or anything similar like that as well?
I'm looking at nature right now out my window, but absolutely, I go out in nature every day.
Ah, so you have a window here in front of you
I
as well.
do.
Yeah, I was guessing why, your light is natural on your face, right?
Well, today the sun is peeking through the clouds because there's a big storm, but there's some sun. So I keep
Yeah.
flowers in the house and just in case.
Yes, 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 yes. Very cool. So very awesome. Okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live class. This is still in early stages. In the next classes, I am gonna start engaging with the listeners more and invite people to come in and ask things, right? But now we're still practicing, how it all works, right? I mean, this was not really something to mention right now, but anyways, I just do all of this works naturally, so I don't mind. Thank you everyone for listening in. Have a good day. See ya. Let me see ya, guys.